Greetings, everyone. You've got it live on Tuesday Night Cup. How it's ended. Well, great to hear that, D.A. Thank you. Thomas plays with real passion. You can tell he loves playing the game. And, Brent, coming up to the halfway point of the season, many things can still happen, but it feels like we're starting to filter out who the real contenders will be.
Yeah, I think we're right now, Kevin, in the spot where the tide is spilling in both conferences. You start to see coaches shorten their lineup a little bit, making sure that they're getting sharper, getting the rest. And one of the telltale signs, Kevin, is that good teams are destroying the teams that they should, preparing themselves for the playoffs.
And a look at the starters for the Hornets. We've got the Beast, Lee out there with lights out. And there's B-Train, and it's Big Dog in at the center, locking down the middle. On the wing, Lee. Back to Joseph. Charlotte moving it around. The rebound by Kevin Love. Cleveland with the ball. They couldn't put the pieces together, losing that last matchup with Boston.
And simply put, they couldn't score. They never got completely in sync in that one.
This is when you look at the opposition and give them some credit with their defensive effort, just a higher level of energy and focus. They were disruptive.
And the shot goes in.
When the guy is capable of so many things like that on the offensive end, anytime you lose sight of him, he's got a huge advantage.
It's a pick by Ilgauskas. Now the feed to Thomas. Over Joseph. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in.
Great awareness. No reason to take it inside there against the taller man.
Yeah, most analytics will tell you that the mid-range jumper is not an efficient shot, but you see how effective with guys like that it can be.
On the wing, Lee. Back to Joseph. There's the pick. Just 5 to shoot. No good from Lee.
Offense sputtering just a bit here, 1 for 4 in the game.
Pass to Isaac. That ball. Nice feed that time from Pete Maravich. Isaac's got his first bucket in this one. If you're just tuning in, we played about 2.5 minutes here in the first. Joseph against Love. Pass to Lee. Back to Joseph. And sticking right with it, gets the foul with the bucket, and he'll go to the line.
That's a talented guy getting too easy a look. Might have been a miscommunication on that one.
Well, just the first quarter, everyone's still getting adjusted. That said, on defense, you have to bring help sooner.
And it's lights out with the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Thomas against Joseph. The 11-footer. Here's Ilgauskas. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
And this is what happens when you fail to block out.
Defensive rebounding just as important as causing the miss in the first place.
Joseph with the ball. 37 points in the win against the Raptors in Toronto.
His big night wasn't limited to his offense. His steals numbers were way up there, and it was a special night for him in just about every way.
They set the pick, and a wide open look for Lee, and it's all evened up. The board with 3 there.
Oh, nice screen. Really a poor defensive reaction, and the obvious result.
Yeah, when you fail to get over the top, more than likely that jumper is going to go down.
Maravich kicks to Ilgauskas. That shot off the mark. Now Charlotte takes it the other way. This game coming on the heels of their win against Toronto.
And typically on the road, it's harder. to get into a great rhythm offensively, but they did just that.
Felt like the louder the crowd got and the more hostile they were, the more together this team played. So it worked out nicely.
Kicks it to Maravich. A putback. Great positioning on the putback.
Oh, what terrific hustle. He's got a nose for the rebound.
Craig, he's ferocious when the ball goes up. Here's the beast. He's coming off a 19-point game against the Raptors in Toronto. Now, here's Joseph. Lee kicks to Joseph. Passes it to Beatrice. Lets it fly. Just 2 to shoot. And again, Charlotte with the triple.
How on earth did they let him get that wide open?
The Cavaliers trail by 3. And the Cavs' big 3 completed with the trade of #1 overall pick Andrew Wiggins to Minnesota for Kevin Love. Brent, if they had to do it all over again, do you still think they make that trade?
Absolutely, Kevin. They brought a championship to Cleveland, a drought of 54 years, and Kevin Love was a big reason why they got to the top of the mountain. So I would absolutely make that trade.
Hornets leading by 3. Now Joseph, he's got 6. On the wing, Lee. Pocket 6. Here's B-Train. He's guarded by Thomas. No good from Lee. Cavaliers have gone 5 of 9 from the field here in the first. Joseph against Thomas. Over Joseph. Got a piece of it. At the elbow, Lee. And Lee with the stuff.
Out quickly, then the beautiful execution. You can't do it any better.
There's running the floor, and then there's running the floor with purpose. And I love the energy on this play.
Oh, and here comes Joseph all alone. Oh!
Just no chance there for the defense. Major size disadvantage. He's got no business trying to stop that slam. Just get out of the way.
So the wing on the left. Thomas, it's a wide open look. No good, unable to end this run.
No doubt disappointed with that one. He'd love to have that one back.
Yeah, I'd put that play on repeat. The setup was perfect. Just need a better result next time.
Hey, Brent, we know there's a lot of jaw and a lot of communication out there on the floor. And when you were playing, who was the best trash talker you ever went up against?
Well, I played with the notorious one in Seattle by the name of Gary Payton. A lot of people put him pretty high up on their list. I also remember one Bonzi Wells at his time when he was with the Portland Trailblazers and Sacramento Kings, being a bit lippy. And then occasionally there would be a John Barry talking to me, but
really,
I never listened to him growing up, Kevin, so why would I listen to him on the court?
Good way to approach it. And some changes here for the Hornets. Big Daddy's checked in for Big Dog, and it's Big Cat in for Beatrice. Wow. Good D by Lee.
Just in shock that he missed that layup. Not a lot of defense there.
And here is Joseph. He's got 8. Over in the corner, Lee. A pass to Boyd. And it's good. The time running down in the shot clock. Big Daddy's got his first 2 points of the night.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash mouth physical basketball, guys.
Maravich the pass to Williams. There's the pick. Inside. Stolen by Brand. Charlotte leading by 12. Look at those numbers of his. You just can't say enough about the work he's doing at the offensive end. He's averaging about 30.5 points a game. 6 to shoot. Shoots. Charlotte needs to get a shot. buries it from three-point range. Joseph's got 11 points.
What a quarter right here, establishing some confidence. 4 of 5 shooting the ball.
Timeout called the Cavaliers. If you ever did decide to go into coaching, Brent, would you also like to be the general manager to ensure you have the players you really want to coach?
But I'd also like a new car and a Learjet, Kevin. If I could get those two, I'll try my best. But
I hear you. I know.
I really think that relegating that role to somebody else that you can be on the same page with is the best way to go. It's a fresh set of eyes.
That's the key. I totally agree.
Fresh set of eyes, and they have the time to devote to what your team and your roster is going to need while you make sure you're developing the roster yourself. So I think having a general manager do his job and a coach do his job might be the way that I would prefer to do things, although we've seen other guys have success in both roles.
Lee with the block. Oh, and here comes Joseph all alone. And Lee with the stuff.
And already with the commanding lead, a terrific offensive performance.
And if you check out the strategy, you can see already the plays that they're calling. Feels like they found a weakness or two in the defense.
Maravich dishes to Bazemore. They set the pick. Shoots over Garcia. And he can't bank that one in. Lee against Maravich. Here's Joseph. 11 points in the game. Back to Lee. Lets it go with a three. And another three for Charlotte.
And off to an incredible start here early from long range.
And for the Cavaliers, they're shooting 36% in this first quarter, trying to get their bearings. Here's Williams. Another miss, and they've really hit a rough patch here. Now, here's Joseph. Brand, a screen on Williams. Now Joseph. There's the pick. There's Lee with the three. Here's Boyd. Powered down after the assist. Let him into the lane.
Aggressive coming out of the gate here, guys. Wow.
And already the lead is significant. Excellent play on both ends.
There's a screen by Williams. And another miss by Cleveland.
He seems to be forcing just a little bit out there. He needs to play a little calmer, a little smarter, with a little bit more poise if they're going to win this one.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Plumlee sets the pick for Williams. To the paint. Layup off the pick. Missile on the play. Bucket's good. He'll go to the line. Some changes for Charlotte. ABC comes in for Lee. And it's Campbell in for Joseph. The Cavaliers shooting their first free throw of the night.
Well, a former 5-star recruit won a championship in college. Plumlee still finding his way a little bit here in the pros.
And that's out of bounds. Charlotte will retain possession. A chance here to assess what parts of the floor the attempts have been coming from as we look at the shot chart for Cleveland.
And the corner three has not been their shot of choice here tonight. And I think a big reason for that has been the defensive setup. They came in focused on taking away the short-range triple.
Garcia, and there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
Yeah, pounding it inside once again. They have taken over this game physically.
So nice to have the early lead. This is where you want to stick with what's working until somebody shuts you down.
And Bazemore kicks to Maravich. It's blocked.
They've been beating them to a lot of those loose balls and rebounds here to start. It's close, but, didn't get on balance quick enough.
30 seconds left to play in the first. They set the pick. Outside, Garcia. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Garcia's got 6.
Yeah, 3 consecutive field goals have come right at the rim. The D had better start buckling down.
Now, here's Bazemore, guarded by Garcia. Outside Williams. And so it's the Charlotte Hornets in complete command. Their lead at 28 points going into the break. And with as many three-pointers as they drain, it's easy to see why they're on the cusp of a blowout. We'll get right back to the action when we return. Welcome back. It's been all one-sided so far through the first quarter. As our second. Charlotte has gone 4-6 from outside the arc tonight. We've got Plumlee. Williams is out there with Maravich. Then there's Kent Bazemore, and it's Myers in at the 4 spot. That's the group for Cleveland going right now here in the second. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Garcia.
Wow.
I mean, just beautiful.
Oh, here he comes, and there he goes.
Oh, look at him punish that rim. Bazemore on the wing, guarded by Garcia.
Terrific use of the drive by Bazemore, running straight at the D and getting that one to go.
And here is Campbell. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. Second quarter, and we're just over a minute in. Outside, Garcia.
Oh! Showcasing his skills with that slam.
He knows how to put the exclamation point on those, doesn't he? My goodness. Outside, Maravich. The teardrop falls in. Maravich has got 6 points.
Oh, such a field shot there, the floater.
Brand with it. Here's Campbell. Pass to Lyons. Now Campbell. Outside, Garcia takes the 3. Pass to Campbell. Charlotte moving it around. Feeds to Garcia. Williams against Campbell. Shot clock at 6. Here's Garcia. It's deflected. And here in the second quarter of action with a hair under 2.5 minutes played so far. A different look now for Cleveland. Ilgauskas comes in for Mason Plumlee. And Thomas subbed in for Maravich. And clearly Tyronn Lue wants to talk it over. And Brent, even though it might be somewhat counterintuitive, the numbers show that up-tempo styles are fairly high in efficiency. That may surprise some people. Why do you think that's so?
Well, I think what gives in that scenario, Kevin, is it's so hard to scramble back with teams that are operating in the first 6 or 7 seconds of the shot clock to cover the three-point line. All of a sudden, you're running out to guys in the interior. That's going to open up drive opportunities to the lane and easy layups. And where you see that most are big men who are getting taken advantage of by running back into the paint. Those threes are worth more than 2. That math class pays off.
It does. I can tell. And here is Campbell. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. Brand sets a screen for Garcia. He feeds it to Brand. Shoots over Bazemore. Charlotte no good that time either.
got to make those shots. Not sure how he missed it. Defense was just okay.
From deep, Thomas knocks down the 3-ball. Thomas got his third basket of the night.
That was big because they dug a big hole in the first quarter, but starting to show signs of life.
Outside, Garcia. Timeout. So Charlotte calls timeout. They're first.
And they let things get out of hand. Good time to reconvene.
They're just on the wrong end right now of a big run, and they need to plan how they're going to shift the momentum of the game.
Love checked in for the Cavaliers. Isaac comes in for Kent Bazemore. And then for Charlotte, Big Dog, he's checked in for Big Daddy. B-Train comes in for Big Cat, and it's the Beast in for ABC. Passes it to Wolf. The pass to Campbell. 5 to shoot. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Campbell's got his first basket of the night.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
Thomas passes to Love, and that's a foul called on Money. That's foul number 2 for him.
And you can't afford to be that careless. They need him out there on the floor, so he has to avoid fouling again in this period.
It's a pick by Ilgauskas. Near the 3-point line, it's Thomas. They get it back. And there's a whistle that goes on B-Train. That is his first foul of the game. There's Thomas with the 3. Here's Ilgauskas. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
Way to attack there and then create the contact.
It's his first trip to the line.
An 85% shooter there, and they've been able to count on him hitting his shots from the line.
Campbell with it. He's averaging around 5.5 points a game. Pass to B-Train. Now Campbell. Here's Garcia. And the bucket counts. 3-point chance here.
Absolutely fearless. I mean, a nice subtle adjustment there going up against Wynn.
Yeah, this is the feel of a player to use his body to keep the shot from being blocked. Excellent work there.
Cleveland's gone 1 of 2 on 3-pointers here in the second quarter so far. Love with the screen on Campbell. It's deflected.
Solid rebound there, and with the score like it is, that's an area where they can't afford to get lazy.
Passes to Wolf. To the middle, just 5 on the clock. Taken away by Williams. Thomas against Campbell. Dishes to Williams. Love outside. It's a pick by Ilgauskas. There's the pick. Williams for 3. And his third shot of the night. No good. 0 for 3. Here's Wolf. Got it. Good job in the low post. The Beasts got 6 points.
Just increasing their advantage, and right now they're in a zone on both ends.
Love their strategy, and they've been able to execute on it, building a huge lead.
It's a pick by Ilgauskas. Kicks it out to Love. The Cavaliers again can't hit. Wolf passes to Campbell. Here's Garcia, and he's good on the 3-ball. Garcia's got 10 points in the quarter.
And they've just been so comfortable at both ends of the floor. I mean, you'd almost think they're playing at home.
Well, the crowd got in here tonight and sat down, and that's where they stayed all night long, extremely poised, which has led to a monster lead. Right now, he's just out of sync. A lot of shots rimming out, and he's got to try to find something different.
Here's Campbell. And there's the pass to Wolf. Off the pick. 5 to shoot. And he comes off the screen and slams it through.
And that's such solid, fundamental basketball on display right there, guys.
You talk about it all the time, Greg. Yeah, great use of the pick to set up a dunk.
But that's a play that only works by practicing over and over and having a great rhythm with your teammate. You could see the timing there.
Williams dishes to Thomas. With some arc.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
And there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2.
Yeah, easy call.
Brent, when you were playing, your ability to pass and shoot, you were 6'7", really a positionless player before the term became popular. You could play so many ways, in so many different positions all over the floor. I would think that would fit today's game perfectly.
Well, it's nice of you to say, Kevin. I'd like to think that I was a bit of a switchblade player, especially the way the offenses now are expanding to the three-point line and giving guys with creativity a lot of room to operate. And if the first available shot's an open 3 for a guy on your team, I could probably sink my teeth into something like that.
You like positionless basketball? Why do you like watching it now?
Well, that's the way I play defense, Kevin. Positionless.
I love the determination he showed there, getting himself into good position under the glass.
With the presence of mind to know just where the rebound was going to come down. Well timed. Lee, left side. Down low. With his first shot attempt, 6 feet out, and too long on the shot.
Those are the types of looks that you got to finish deep in the paint and limited defensive effort.
Thomas kicks to Williams. It's a pick by Ilgauskas. Williams with the ball, picked up by Joseph. The dish to Love. From outside, off the mark. Charlotte has gone 5 of 8 from three-point land. 15 points and a deep ball for them tonight. Ball's knocked loose. Here's Isaac. Taking a look at the scoring numbers. Right now he averages about 9 points a game. Outside Thomas. It's a pick by Ilgauskas. 5 on the clock. Count that one.
And Isaac has proven to be more than capable with his mid-range jump shot. He keeps it up high in the air so the defense doesn't really have a chance to disrupt his rhythm.
Here's Dio. He hasn't scored yet. That I'm sure will change. There's a screen. Ilgauskas against Joseph. Shot to end this cold run. Here's the 3. The Cavaliers pull it in. Ilgauskas has got 4 rebounds in this game. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Thomas, no luck. For Charlotte, they've gotten 7 of their 12 field goal attempts to drop here in the second quarter, up over 50%.
Now flying high and throwing it down with the one hand.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys. From deep, Williams. It's up a 3. Here's Ilgauskas. It's tipped. 120.
Oh,
yeah.
Dunk.
Freakish.
Man overboard.
Wow.
Oh, how about the look on the fans' faces? I mean, they are in shock.
Utterly astounding.
Well, that is what you pay to come and see the best athletes in the world.
It's a pick by Love. Over to the left wing. The Cavaliers again can't hit. Charlotte's gone 1 of 3 from way outside since the start of the second quarter. Lee, now that is his 7th field goal in 10 tries. He's shooting a very good 70%.
And you got to like what they're doing offensively. They're executing at a high rate and starting to pile it on.
Yeah, we're sitting here midway through the game now, and we're starting to see them take more and more control. We're very confident in what they're doing.
For Cleveland, they have made 1 of 3 free throws in the game.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
Big Daddy's checked in for Charlotte. Big Cat comes in for B-Train. Now here's Joseph. 13 points in the game. To the inside. Maravich with the steal. About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Rebounded by Brand. Brand's got 3 rebounds now in this one. And here is Joseph. 11 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. 6 on the shot clock. From deep 3-point. Oh!
How about that, Kevin?
What range on that shot?
That is deep. Get out your scuba gear.
He got it up that time, but it wouldn't fall for him. And so it's the Charlotte Hornets with a major 39-point lead here at the end of the quarter. From the field, they have been out.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, folks. Ernie Johnson here along with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. We're going to break down all the action from the first half. After the first 2 quarters of play, it's Charlotte in control. They are completely in control of the game, leading by a massive amount. Kenny, what do you think?
Well, they were dishing out dimes left and right.
And that wraps up the halftime show. Third quarter set to begin in just a few.
As we return a look at the corner of Euclid and East 6th in downtown. Charlotte has gone 6 of 11 when they're taking the 3-point shot tonight. Very respectable. Tipping off the second half. Here's Steve Clifford's 5. Lights out there with Lee. And it's the Beast. Then there's Big Dog. And it's B-Train in at the 4 spot.
The execution on point. Just terrific timing on these passes.
I really like the idea that his teammates are waiting until he's in great spots to finish off the possessions. Everything's working.
Here's Wolf. It's good. Now he's shooting 6 for 7.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today? Ending with a basket, coming off a pretty pass.
And here's Cleveland. Next matchup, they'll be home against the Suns. And that's the 3rd of 4 straight played at home. Thomas a screen. Love. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
Back in 2008, Kevin Love was drafted with the 5th pick by Memphis and then traded to Minnesota. And he became the Timberwolves star player in a hurry. But they couldn't surround him with the kind of talent necessary to make it out of the lottery in the Western Conference.
On the wing, Lee. Joseph against Thomas. Back to Lee. There's the pick. Here's Wolf. Clock is at 3. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. The Beast's got 5 points in the quarter. And despite his production, Love's impact was questioned in Minnesota, even at times, Brett, by the Wolves front office.
The idea in Minnesota is they didn't want to commit to the full 5-year max and had Ricky Rubio at the time as the franchise player. And even the whispers after the trade of Kevin Love, you heard a lot of things that might have been unflattering, most of which I don't think were necessarily true. In the end, the trade worked out for both teams. Wiggins got to Minnesota, the Cavs got a star in Kevin Love, and then ended up with a title.
Thomas against Joseph. Pass to B-Train. It's deflected.
And after burying 3 straight shot opportunities, finally a miss there. Still feeling the momentum, though.
It's a pick by Ilgauskas. It's Thomas outside. And no good.
Oof, rough shooting night tonight, but you can't fault him for the effort. I'm sorry, that's poor defense down low again. It's been a mismatch thus far in the paint.
Deflects the pass. Cleveland's gone 0-2 from deep to start things here in the second half. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Thomas passes to Ilgauskas. Back to Thomas. And he's fouled on the shot. 1 free throw coming up.
Yeah, the D has not been able to keep the ball out of the paint at that end of the floor.
On the night, he's gone 2 for 2 at the stripe.
And, you know, guys, he had a big game at the free throw line in their last outing.
The Hornets have gotten 4 of their first 5 second-half shots to fall. 80% since the break. To the wing right side. Nice pass in here by Charlotte. Clock at 6. Back to Lee. Launches a 3. But they get it back. Passes it to B-Train. Here's Dio to the middle. Here's Joseph. Score that one for him. His 8th field goal. 8 for 11 on a very accurate night.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
It's a pick by Love. It's rebounded by Charlotte. Big Dog's got his 4th rebound in this one.
Yeah, they got to hope to turn it on soon. 1 of 4 so far, and they know they got to be better.
And he can smell blood in the water. Excellent finish.
Yeah, when your opponent's down and frustrated, this is when you can turn it up.
Maravich kicks to Ilgauskas, and count it. He'll head to the line with a chance to make it 3.
I really like the awareness, noticing that he's got the mismatch, and then he just used his size as his advantage on the layup.
He's made 1 and missed 1 so far in the game. Charlotte has gone downtown 13 times in this game, and they're just over 50%. 7 of 13 on 3s. Lee passes to B-Train. Thomas against Joseph. Up off the screen, and the dunk by Joseph.
My goodness, that was absolutely filthy.
Oh, nasty. This building is stunned. He dug deep, Greg, into his bag of tricks there. The Hornets have been good at the line so far, 5 of 5. Cavaliers have gone 2 of 5 shooting here in the 3rd quarter. Love with the screen on Lee. Pass to Isaac. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the content.
Wow, they've made every free throw here in the second half.
This is his first chance at the line tonight.
And on the season, he's just a shade under 80 from the line. I'll bet he'd like to get that up over that mark. And the overall skill set that Isaac possesses really off the charts. A big man who can run the floor, but also with that wingspan can defend the rim.
Lee outside. Goes up off the pick. And Lee with the stuff.
And that's such solid, fundamental basketball on display right there, guys.
You talk about it all the time, Greg. Yeah, great use of the pick to set up the dunk.
But that's a play that only works by practicing over and over and having a great rhythm with your teammate. You can see the timing there.
It's good. Maravich just got 8 points.
I mean, no one really near him, but still, he's able to knock down the off-balance shot.
Lee against Maravich. Over to the wing. Big Dog the pass to Lee. Joseph with the ball. 23 points in the game. Back to Lee. A 3. It's rebounded by Zydrunas Ilgauskas.
Yeah, the defense there in chill mode, we all know he can burn them from 3-point range.
And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. The Cavaliers have shot 9 of 11 at the free throw line. First free throw is good. Both good from the line that time. Charlotte calls timeout.
And they're picking up a lot of fouls already in the penalty. Not a good sign. They need to focus on moving their feet and maintaining a good defensive position.
Charlotte making some changes. Big Daddy's checked in for Big Dog. Big Cat comes in for B-Train. And it's Garcia in for the Beast. The Hornets have gotten 8 of their 11 shots to drop since the break. A great 3rd quarter for them offensively. Brand sets a screen for Joseph. Lee outside. Releases from 15. And that one hits back iron.
Perfect defense. Contesting without fouling. Exactly what you want to do, especially deep into the paint.
Garcia against Maravich. Blanketed by the D. He fights to the rim for the layup. 12 points for him.
That's an encouraging sign from Kevin Love, willing to give up his body something he does on a nightly basis.
Now Brand. He's been patient so far, nothing yet on the scoreboard. On the wing, Lee. Back to Joseph. And a rebound goes to the Cavaliers. Love's got his 6th rebound on the night. Here's Williams. Pass to Isaac. Jacks up a 3. Unable to get that one. And Charlotte will come the other way.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Charlotte no good that time either.
You know, I'd have been very impressed if he had got that one to go. Tough D.
Love, that ball. Nice feed that time from Pete Maravich. Maravich has got his 4th assist in this one.
Love not messing around inside. When he's got good positioning, he'll go straight up with shot attempts like that.
Now, here's Joseph. He's got 23. They set the screen. Right side, Garcia looking to end the drought. The offensive rebound on the wing, Lee. Outside, Garcia. Hit by Lee, and there's the feed to Joseph. And the 3 ball is good. Joseph's got 10 points now just in this quarter.
Well, his offense should come with the warning label, caution, flammable. He's connecting on everything. The D looks dumbfounded.
The basket counts and 1. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it a 3-point play.
If you give him an inch of space, he's going to make you pay.
A different look now for Cleveland. Plumlee, he's checked in for Love. And it's Kent Bazemore in for Isaac. And here is Joseph. He's got 26. Out to the right wing. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Garcia. And the call will go against Big Cat. So that will be his 2nd foul of the game. We're in the bonus. And we'll go to the line to shoot 2. ABC's checked in for Charlotte. Campbell comes in for Joseph. Now here's Bazemore. D right on him. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact and he'll shoot 2.
And really, it's hard to guard a guy like Bazemore because of how high he can get up. His athleticism is just boundless.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
An 85% shooter there, and they've been able to count on him hitting his shots from the line.
Charlotte's gone a less than productive 2 of 6 from three-point land in the second half. Campbell with it. The pass to Lyons. And here is Campbell. Nice pass in here by Charlotte. Boyd the pass to Campbell. And it's sent back by Plumlee.
Big athletic guys like Plumlee. Hard to get your shot over them before they can get their hands up.
The Cavaliers are gone 6 of 10 from the field in the 3rd quarter. Maravich kicks to Williams. And they're on the break. Now Campbell, back to Garcia. This one for 3. Score the basket. His 8th. 8 for 13 from the floor.
And defensively, you have got to extend to their shooters. They have been on fire this half.
Yeah, and then the fear sets in that you're going to create driving lanes that could lead to easy buckets. This is not an easy fix.
And Plumlee kicks to Maravich. He dishes it to Williams. Shot clock at 6. Feeds it to Maravich. From deep, the Cavaliers again can't hit.
Yeah, and they've shown effort and aggression in the paint, really right from the tip. Their rebounding edge right now, massive.
Campbell, the pass to Garcia. Campbell with it. Back to Garcia. In for another field goal. A sublime 9 of 14 on the night.
And after really leaning on that 3-point shot in the first half, seeming like they're just getting away from it here in the second. More of the shots coming from the interior.
Picked by Williams. Here's Maravich. Here's Plumlee, and he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
Well, if you're going to commit a shooting foul against Plumlee, do it when he has a high percentage look inside.
Plumlee hits them both. Charlotte's gone 3 of 7 from three-point range here in quarter number 3. Brand right side. Pass to Boyd. Here's Kim. Taken away by Williams. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. And a chance now to review the shot chart for Charlotte.
Well, they say the mid-range game is a dying art form, but after looking at this shot chart, they are injecting a ton of life into it. Whatever space is being offered up to them in the mid-range, they have accepted and have continually knocked down shots to make the defense pay.
Outside, Garcia. Here's Campbell. Back to Garcia. Just 5 to shoot. Goes up high for the two-handed dunk.
So good at picking his spots. He always knows exactly what the team needs from him offensively. That's why they hold the lead.
In the corner, Bazemore with it. Maravich against Garcia. Nobody near Williams. The Cavaliers keep it going. A new 24-second shot clock. Pass to Myers. Campbell against Williams. Maravich left side. Over Garcia. Maravich, good. Maravich has got 8 points here in this quarter.
And he is really in a zone right now, playing and scoring with confidence.
Now, here is Garcia. He's got 23. 12 seconds left in the third. And count it, and a chance for one more at the free throw line.
And some guys just have a nose for scoring, and this one couldn't have been any easier.
Well, on the defensive end, this is a joke. The lack of awareness is exactly why this team is so far behind.
The pass to Myers. And the rejection by Brand. They retain possession. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Cavaliers will retain possession. Charlotte calls timeout.
And he's probably looking at some matchups on the floor he'd like to take advantage of.
I'm interested in what he's seeing and then what kind of play they run coming out of this timeout.
Stolen. And so it's the Charlotte Hornets able to put on a show for the ages. A look at the field goal percentage numbers tells the story of what tough defense they're playing today. Back right after this. And we welcome you back as we get going here in the fourth quarter. The final quarter of play can change everything. And that's a foul called on Money. It was his 3rd foul of the game. And here is Thomas. Our fourth quarter action underway, presented by Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups. On the court for Cleveland, Kent Bazemore is out there with Thomas. Then it's Williams. Then there's Plumlee.
Well, a little head scratcher there, guys. There's no reason to force the ball inside like that. I understand the thought process, but the pass just has to.
Moving it around. Campbell with it. Here's Garcia. Pass to Lyons. 4 on the clock. And he drops in the layup off the glass. 6 points for Big Daddy.
I love the low post attack on that one.
Now Thomas. Williams dishes to Thomas. Williams a screen on Campbell. It's Thomas outside. buries the long-range jumper.
That screen made it impossible for the defense to put up any kind of fight.
Hey, Brent, we've seen Hall of Fame players become coaches, but often it seems like the smart role player, they sustain more success in that role of head coach. Why is that?
I think, Kevin, a lot of times the role player is a conduit between both ends of the spectrum of your team. He can communicate with the star player. He can also talk to the guy who's the 12th man on the bench and make sure that both of them are getting what it is that they need to be in the best position to succeed. That's why you see a lot of players in that middle ground who do a great job of becoming NBA coaches as they understand the role of each.
And the work ethic, too, because for role players, maybe it hasn't come as easy. Whereas for a superstar, it was too easy.
That's true, Kevin. And how much work do you have to do with the most talented player on your team? It's pretty specific what his role is going to be. I think a role player who ends up being a coach understands the work dynamic of the rest of the team surrounding that player to create a great positive environment around your star.
Got a hand on it. And here they come. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot two. Free throw dropped for Campbell.
Oh my gosh, I just got hammered.
And Campbell drills both of them.
We're still waiting for that first miss from the line this half.
So far, we've seen them be a bit careless with the ball.
Simply put, out of control. That's how they played thus far. They're going to have to reel it in and show some more discipline.
That's what most want to see from Plumlee. Attack mode, pound the boards, have the confidence to finish off those kind of plays.
Hey, Brent, analytics more and more playing a part in the NBA, almost to the point where people now feel guilty taking mid-range jump shots because they know the higher percentage that exists. How far is too far in using these numbers?
Well, I think people mention it too much, Kevin, but they don't understand it enough. There's no doubt that analytics plays a huge part in what our game is today. Every team throughout the 30 in the league have several guys employed to look deep into these numbers. But the fact of the matter is, still the best shot in basketball is the dunk or the layup. Teams are still trying to get into the paint and get it done. And the three-point evolution is not going anywhere. So it's about understanding it. Right now we're at a good point. About 33% of shots taken right now are three-point shots. I think we're going to see it get close to 40.
Wow.
That's about the tipping point.
Wow, 40%. Screen by Brand. Passes it to Lyons. Out of bounds, Cleveland takes possession. Charlotte making some changes. Big Dog is jacked in for Big Daddy. And B-Train subbed in for Big Cat. Cleveland's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. Thomas kicks it to Bazemore. Dishes it to Thomas. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Shoots over Campbell. Hornets with the rebound. B-Train's got 7 rebounds in the game. Here's Lyons. Here's Campbell. Here's the screen. There's the triple. It's rebounded by Cleveland.
And you know what? You can't get a better screen. Frees him up beautifully, but he just fails to capitalize.
Oh, man, he'd love to have that one back. He just does everything right, but doesn't get the finish.
Back to Garcia. There's the triple. Bangs home the trifecta. Garcia's got 13 points here in the second half alone.
Oh, nice screen. Really a poor defensive reaction and the obvious result.
Yeah, when you fail to get over the top, more than likely that jumper is going to go down.
Now here's Bazemore. Campbell defending. Near the three-point line, it's Thomas. Williams, that's good. Here's Dio. Charlotte calls timeout. Some changes for Charlotte. The Beast is checked in for Garcia. Lee comes in for ABC. And it's Joseph in for Campbell. There's the screen. Now here's Joseph. And the pass to B-Train. Back to Joseph. Here's B-Train. Lock at 6. Lee outside. Puts up a 3. Connects from three-point range. Lee's got 24 points.
Yeah, you would think a coach might have talked to his defense about making the adjustment on him, but right now, he's just lighting him up.
Plumlee, the pass to Thomas. Left side, Williams. The shot from 20 feet away. It's rebounded by Charlotte. Big Dog's got 6 rebounds here tonight. Offensive rebound. He kicks it to Joseph. Here's Wolf. And a miss there on the triple.
Yeah, a little surprised he missed that one so badly. The defense was nowhere to be found.
Outside Thomas. That's tipped, and they get it back. The shot's good from Plumlee. Here's B-Train. And here is Joseph. Down low, here's Wilkes. Oh, and there's the one-handed jam.
You know, we talk so much about accurate shooting. Sometimes accurate passing can lead to great shooting. You saw it there.
Bazemore dishes to Thomas. Plumlee with the screen. From deep. That shot missing, and it's the Hornets taking it the other way. Next up will be a home game matched up against the Pacers. That game will be a quick pit stop before hitting the road again.
My, oh my, did he ever flush that one hard?
Making a big-time statement. Plumlee with the screen. Here's Bazemore. Loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in.
Bazemore looking pretty comfortable on the inside there, weaving around for that too.
Joseph, the pass to Beach, and he stuffs it. What a pass to set him up.
Well, he's like a carpenter out there. Great floor awareness. Zipping the ball over to his teammates with ease.
Thomas kicks it to Bazemore. Here's the screen. There's a screen by Williams. 5 on the clock. Here's the floater. No good on the shot. Good D by Lee. Hornets have gone 8 of 13 from the field since the start of the fourth, sinking the majority of their shots. And he gets it to go.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
For Cleveland, they've gone 6 of 13, so just above 46% on their field goal attempts here in the quarter. Williams inside. Got a piece of it. Lee with the steal.
Wow. You have two things working here, the turnover and then the excellent finish.
A good job of transitioning end to end there. There was no hesitation.
And the Cavaliers making a change here. Williams is checked in. Williams a screen. Here's Bazemore. They get it back. Plumlee.
That's one of the best ways to keep Plumlee from scoring. Send him to the free throw line.
First one falls for him. Plumlee hits them both. So it's the Hornets now. Joseph with the ball. There's the pick. And the call is going to be, yes, it is, an illegal screen.
And he wasn't going to get away with that one. Still in motion when he set that screen.
Yeah, really trying to sell it out there, but the official just, he ain't buying.
Williams kicks to Plumlee. Stripped it away. First free throw is good.
Oh my gosh, I just got that.
He's perfect from the line this time. Stolen by Joseph. And the dunk by Joseph.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came up right with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
Well, terrific anticipation using the hands. How are you not protecting the basketball in that situation?
Williams can't hit. Charlotte has gone a disappointing 2 of 6 on three-point attempts here in the fourth. It's good. 30 points for Joseph.
Still attacking, building on this lead coming down the stretch.
Well, tonight his pinpoint accuracy has been impressive.
Williams dishes to Plumlee. Kicks to Bazemore. And the dunk by Bazemore.
Yeah, Bazemore has these moments. 6 hops right there in the flush to send it home.
Here's Joseph. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. Free throw good, Joseph. And Joseph drops them both. For Cleveland, they've gone 7 of 16 from the field here in the fourth. That's about 43%. Williams passes to Bazemore. Yep, that one goes in there.
And that's almost automatic anytime he can get the ball in that position.
Now Joseph. Pass to Wolf. Now here's Joseph. 5 on the clock. They set the pick. Lee outside. From deep. From beyond the arc and then some. Lee's got 14 points here in the second half.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest. Just a total obliteration, if you will. And you can safely say mission accomplished now for the Hornets.
It was a standout performance across the board.
I mean, it was like watching a cat play with a mouse. They were able to do more or less whatever they wanted.
And so the hard work and effort paying off tonight, putting another win in the books. That'll be win number 27.
And once they polish off this win, they'll be one more victory away from sweeping the season series.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for Joseph.
Well, he could not be stopped on offense. Super efficient tonight. There wasn't a lot the defense could do.
34 seconds left in the fourth. And he uses the glass on the layup. Joseph's got 34 points.
Running up the score, showing no mercy.
Well, you want to close the door on any type of comeback effort. This has been a vault. Ka-ching.
Right. And out of bounds. The Cavaliers will take it. It's picked off. And Lee with the stuff.
I'll tell you, when you're the visiting team, it can be hard to maintain focus, but not tonight.
Tonight they have stuck with what they do well, handling all the exterior pressure, and they're likely to come out on top here.
Plumlee with the screen. Here's Williams. Bounces high off the rim and drops.
I'll give some credit to the screen out there. That totally freed up the shooter to take advantage of that look.
Off the pick. And Joseph slams it home.
And how about just floating to the rim on that slam?
Boy, when he gets up, I mean, he gets up. And so it's the Hornets taking care of business in this one. This one was over with
Performance at both ends.
And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Greg Anthony, Brett Barry, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thank you. NBA, presented by 2K Sports. So long.